Hi guys, welcome to our week 3 video lesson for Group Piano 2. We're going to start today's class by introducing some special guests who have been present for the previous classes and you maybe just didn't know it. These are my cats. Here is Big Kitty, and yes, that is what I call her. Her real name is Nymeria, which is from Game of Thrones. And then we have Little Kitty, and yes, that is also what I call her. Her given name is Miyuki, which is the name of the cat from Avatar: The Last Airbender. When Aang goes up on that mountain, and there's the lady there, and he's trying to get the medicine to help Sokka and Katara, and she has that little cat, and she's like, Miyuki, did you get in trouble with the Fire Nation again? And if you don't watch Avatar, you probably think I sound like a lunatic. But that's what I named my cats after because I'm a big nerd. They are terrible piano students, as you can see, sleeping when they should be practicing. They don't have opposable thumbs, and so that means their range of motion is severely limited, and they don't even really try to make up for that with, like effort or something. And my hand has been grabbed by a cat. Okay. So don't be like my cats. Do be like them because they're very sweet. They're very sweet to each other. Kindness to others is important. But they are pretty terrible piano students, I'm not going to lie. They also regularly jump up on the piano while I am trying to practice, so they're sabotaging the practice of others and sabotaging the work of the woman who puts cat food in the bowl. So not really logical decisions that are made. But look at how cute they are. Look at that little belly. Oh my god. Okay. So we will go ahead and jump into our piano content for this week. So we're going to start out with the scales that we didn't do last time. So there was 2 scales, A minor and E minor, from the previous unit that we didn't cover last week. And we're going to do them this week because it's part of your assignment. So we'll start there and then we'll jump into unit 16, and that's where all of the other assignments for this week are going to be. So we're going to start with A minor. Just like last time, I'm just going to say the finger numbers out loud. You go through, make sure that you've got those notes really solid. And we'll go ahead and give this a try. So right hand first, then we'll go left hand. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, left hand, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, sharp 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, sharp 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arpeggio. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5. 5, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Left hand. 5, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5. E minor, right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Left hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arpeggio. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5. 5, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Left hand. 5, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5. And just a quick note, this is definitely a goal tempo, I would say, for the scales. Maybe you can do them that fast. That's amazing. And if you can't, do not feel bad about it. By no means am I suggesting that that's necessarily the tempo that you should have to go. I will say I would encourage you to try to get your hands separate scales up to a good tempo. There has to be an element of muscle memory in the scales and the finger patterns before you can play it really confidently hands together, which you will have to do next year. And so if you practice these scales now and, being able to play them up to tempo is indicative that you have a level of muscle memory with the finger patterns, that is going to make it a lot easier to put the hands together, because the biggest challenge with putting hands together is that your hands cross over and under opposite in different places. So while your right hand is crossing under, 2 seconds later your left hand crosses over, and then when your right hand is crossing under, your left hand is crossing. It's pretty tricky because of the difference in how their crosses work. So you want to make sure that you have some good muscle memory on that before you try to put those together. So that's just my piece of advice for that. So moving over to Unit 16, we're going to start with, we've got the primary chords in our minor key, so that's our 1, 4, and 5. So our 1 chord is minor, our 4 chord is minor, and our 5 chord is major, because we're always doing harmonic minor. So for this week, you're going to do your primary chord progression. So we have the one on page 210. There's that one on top with both hands playing the exact same thing. And then we have the one on the bottom, a little bit more musical, where the left hand is just one note at a time. That's the one I'm going to demonstrate. And we're going to play it in A minor and E minor, okay? 1, 2, A minor, go. 1, 4, 1, watch the sharp on 5, back to 1, up to E minor, 1, 4, 1, watch the sharp here, 5, 1. Okay, pretty simple. So now we're going to go ahead and look at the solo repertoire. Again, a great thing to practice. This guy's name is funny. His name is Ludwig Scheidt. It's hilarious. And this one is basically just playing arpeggiated chords. You notice that one thing that makes this really easy is that the left hand and the right hand are playing the exact same thing. And you'll also notice that there's a little bit of a pattern. We do like a minor chord, then we hop out, right? So we're just taking those top 2 notes up 1 step, then we bring the whole thing down. And what I just did there, that blocking where I'm playing all the notes together, is a fan-freaking-tastic practice technique on any type of piece that has a pattern like this, where you're moving down and the hands are playing, these like arpeggiated chords. Awesome practice technique, and it really helps to simplify what's going on because you can see it as one unit and see which notes change very easily, which makes it a lot easier. So that's my biggest practice recommendation, would be to maybe try doing sort of a blocked pattern when you practice this, and I think that will be really, really helpful for you. So here we go, and I will play this through from the very beginning. So really cannot get much easier than that in terms of the solo rep here, especially again if you are kind of familiar with, it's a lot easier if you can kind of name this as, oh, that's an A minor, oh, that's a D second inversion, oh, that's a G root position, oh, that's a C second inversion, If you're just looking at these as random groups of notes, it's a lot harder. But if you have that understanding of the chords, that's going to make it a lot easier on you. All right, so again, some ensemble repertoire over here. Just like I mentioned last time, unfortunate that we can't really play this together as a class. Notice here, part 1 is the etude. So this is part 1, and then you have part 2, 3, and 4 over here. So again, I encourage you, if you want like a project, something kind of fun, maybe a little bit challenging to do, or if you're interested in trying to put together music virtually, try this with yourself or with some friends and see if you can put it together. And it really is, it's pretty fun. So we will go ahead and move over to the reading exercises for this week. And there are 4 reading exercises. And you do not have to do the transposition for your assignment. I'm going to demonstrate the transposition just for your reference, just to help. And if you want to do the transposition, so encourage it. Practicing the transpositions on the reading exercises is a great way to improve your transposition on the harmonizations, because they're really pretty similar, aren't they? Like, a lot of these are kind of just like, the left hand is just like a harmonization. It's really plain chords, just like you're going to be doing a harmonization. So if you practice this, these are excellent ways to help improve your performance on the regular harmonization activities. So I'll go ahead through and just play each one and then the transposition. Here's number 1. And then up to E minor. And here is number 2. And here is an A minor. And here is number 3, starting in A minor. And here's G minor. This is a little bit of a trickier transposition, so take your time with this one. And now here is number 4. And now down to D minor. Perfect. Now we will move on over to the harmonization activities. So for this one, you will choose one of these to do with the transposition. So there are 4 options, and if you notice, the 4th one, raisins and almonds, does not have a transposition listed. So for this one's definitely a challenge option. So for this one, if you wanted to do this one, you would just choose any key to transpose this to. D minor would be a really easy one to do, just a quick step away. So I won't demonstrate this one transposed just because it doesn't suggest one, and I would imagine that most of you will choose one of the easier ones, but this is here as an option. And again, if you were to do this one, I would recommend probably D minor, but if you really want to challenge yourself by choosing this one and you want to try a little bit of a more difficult key, excellent. G minor would be like a little bit of a step up from there because you have to leap away from the original notes a little bit more. A minor, is easy because of the key signature, but a little bit trickier because, again, you're moving away a little bit more. But we'll go ahead and try these through. For number 2, the Go Down Moses and the Raisins and Almonds, these are the ones where we fill in the chords. It's pretty easy because we just have 3 options. It's just the 1, the 4/6, and the 5/6/5, which that's just the ones in our chord progression. So if you're looking at it, it's like, what the heck is a 4/6/4? It's just the chords in the chord progression. Pretty easy. There are multiple right ways to do this. So, technically speaking, I think that a lot of times with these, you should be I think that their ideal is that you're putting a different chord in each blank so you don't have more than one chord in a row. I didn't do that though. I think it sounds a little bit better to have a more simple chord progression sometimes. But there are multiple right ways to do it, but there are also wrong ways to do it. So be cognizant about the chords. Play it with the melody first. You don't have to do what I do. You could try something else, and that would be great. But just know that, again, while there are multiple ways to do it right, there are also plenty of ways to do it wrong. So you want to practice and make sure, and don't leave any really funky sounds in. These are going to be pretty, standard. They're not going to sound really crazy. So if you have something that sounds super strange, it's probably not right. So go back and make sure that you are fixing those things up if you need to. So here is the number 1. I'll play it in the original key and then transposed. And here's to E minor. And now here is Go Down Moses in the original key of A minor. And now down a step to G minor. And now here is, this tune is called Russian Folk Song. I don't know why they didn't put a title because that's what it's usually called. But we'll start in G minor. few more flats here, so be careful of that. And now for the last one. Again, no transposition here, but we will do a waltz style accompaniment. 1, 2, 3, 1, wait. 1, 2, ready, go. Wonderful. And now we have a harmonization with two-hand accompaniment. So what I will do with this one is I will play first the melody, and then I will play the accompaniment, and you can play along with either one. We won't do the transposition for this one just because you're going to do the transposition on the regular harmonizations. But a great thing to do with this one, especially for those of you who are educators, future music educators, accompanying is probably going to be part of your repertoire that you're going to have to do. So playing along with one part of this is a great way to practice. So I'll play the melody, you play the accompaniment along with me. And when I'm playing the accompaniment, how about you play along with the melody? So I'll provide both options, and that would be an excellent thing for you to practice. So starting with the melody, and I'll swing the eighth notes. It doesn't say to, but that's how the piece is typically heard, so that's how I'm going to play it. All right? 1, 2, ready, go. And I'll just say the chords, or this is the two-hand accompaniment, so left hand plays the bottom bass clef and right hand plays the top bass clef. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 1. And we're in B. Let me start over. I thought we were in A minor and I got confused. Okay. 1, 2, ready, go. 1. 5, 7, 1, 1, 1, 5, 7, 1. There we go. And then last but not least, something that often gets overlooked, but is a great thing to do, is the improvisation with chord symbols. So again, a great opportunity to practice playing your chords, and it's a great opportunity to practice figuring out how to assign melody notes to a given harmony. So taking a look at this and figuring out again, like which notes go well with a 1 chord, to a 4 chord, to 1 chord, to a 5 chord, whatever. And my biggest suggestion is to create first a melody that is extremely simple. Like a bunch of repeated notes, just stepwise motion, or just notes that are like really basic in the chord. Then maybe add something from there. So start from a very simple place, and then maybe add a little turn, maybe add a little filling in of the notes or something like that. And that can be a really great way to start, because I think that we get a little bit overwhelmed sometimes with feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to create this like super cool creative melody to go along with this. Just worry about making something that is quote unquote like correct first, that just has those basic notes of the chord, that go along with it, and then maybe add some things from there. And if maybe you're a little bit already more of an advanced composer, great, and give that a try, and maybe change up the chords a little bit. Feel free to take this opportunity to just be creative, and that's also going to definitely help you with the skills that you are trying to work on. So, as usual, let us know if you have any questions. Let me know if there's anything that didn't get demonstrated in this video that you would find helpful, and happy practicing, and we'll see you next time.